You crack the front door to grab a package, and your dog lunges for the gap. That split-second dash into the street is a high-stakes, dangerous scenario for any owner. We address this behavior by training a default pause at the threshold. The objective is to build a mental boundary where the dog learns to wait for a specific release cue before moving forward. To set this up, you need 3 basic tools: high-value dog treats, an empty plastic water bottle, and a long wooden stick. The strategy relies on using that stick as a temporary physical barrier. We define the allowed space clearly and then slowly remove the physical cue once your dog's brain successfully maps the limit. By mastering this threshold, you eliminate the constant panic of physically blocking the door. Your entryway shifts from a chaotic flight risk into a controlled, predictable space. Start the process by opening your front door wide. Place the wooden stick flat on the ground, directly across the threshold. This diagram illustrates exactly what we are creating. The stick acts as a strict dividing line. The green-tinted interior floor is the safe zone, while the red exterior space is the danger zone. Take your position completely outside in the red zone, while your dog remains inside the house in the green zone. Begin tossing treats past the stick, landing them strictly on the interior floor. Your dog quickly learns that all rewards happen directly inside their safe zone. While you are outside dropping treats, there is one critical rule: do not say your dog's name. Your goal right now is to teach the dog to voluntarily hold their ground. Calling their game triggers their recall instinct, which prompts them to come directly to you. By remaining silent and consistently delivering food over the line, you wire the dog to realize that staying planted behind the boundary is the most profitable choice they can make. Once your dog settles into this pattern, you must stress test the system. You need to actively try to trigger a failure. From your exterior spot, start pacing back and forth. Crouch down, wave your arms, or act highly energized to coax them across the threshold. If they successfully resist the temptation and hold their ground, immediately toss another treat straight into their safe zone. But the exact millisecond a paw crosses that stick, you strike the floor hard with your plastic water bottle. This correction relies on a strict 5-second rule. The jarring noise and your strict body language must be sharp and intense to startle them backward, but the reaction must end immediately. The dog must connect that sudden, brief consequence entirely with the act of crossing the line, rather than assuming you are permanently angry with them. Because this work requires massive self-control from your dog, cap these training sessions at a strict 10 minutes to prevent mental fatigue and frustration. A precise, emotionless, and brief correction establishes absolute respect for the boundary while keeping your relationship completely intact. You are ready to progress when your dog reliably freezes at the physical stick, even when dealing with heavy external distractions. Looking back at our diagram, this is the phase where you completely remove the physical stick. Notice how the rigid red and green zones remain perfectly divided in the dog's spatial mapping. Walk back outside the wide-open door and repeat the exact same pacing and movement tests, but now with 0 physical obstacles in the way. You want to see them walk directly up to the exact millimeter where the stick used to be and stop dead in their tracks. At this point, the dog has transitioned from avoiding a physical obstacle to respecting the specific spatial coordinates of the threshold itself. This side-by-side comparison shows the real-world payoff. Instead of lunging through a narrow gap, you have a dog sitting patiently, safely behind a wide-open door. Now that you have established this boundary logic, you can easily export the exact same protocol to other thresholds in their environment. You can apply this to keep them out of restricted kitchen entryways while cooking, or to establish safe zones near open high-rise balconies. Most importantly, apply this to car doors. Requiring permission to exit prevents a potential highway accident before you can secure their leash. Establishing these boundaries provides a predictable framework for every exit, allowing for more relaxed interactions and a reduced risk of flight in unpredictable environments.